Guys, every single day brings us a little bit closer to the long-awaited Harry Potter HBO TV series that is in the works, and there are so many rumors swirling around about the actors who are being cast to play some of the most iconic characters ever. In fact, Jason Isaacs, who played Lucius Malfoy, says he already knows some of the people who have been cast, which brings me to today's news that John Lithgow is being eyed to play none other than Albus Dumbledore. Let's talk about it. What's up guys, Mike here. Welcome back to my channel. Hit the subscribe button for more pop culture content and more Harry Potter content in your feed. Let's get into it. Well, this was really interesting news that popped up on my feed today that John Lithgow might be playing Albus Dumbledore in the Harry Potter HBO Max series. And if you're not 100% sure who John Lithgow is, that's okay. I have a few pop culture touch points to bring you up to speed. I think for most millennials and people my age, like 90s kids, you will probably be most familiar with John Lithgow's work as Lord Farquaad in Shrek.
She's married to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
This was absolutely an iconic role, and Lord Farquaad is like one of the greatest villains in animation ever.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
There's something amazing about this guy who oozes this disgusting confidence, and also all the jokes around him being short were really funny.
Do you think maybe he's compensating for something?
I mean, Lithgow is such a thespian in this role. He has an incredible voice, and I think he brings so much more to Shrek in that first film than people give him credit for. I mean, this is only semi-related, but I would love to see Lord Farquaad back in the Shrek 5 that is coming next year. The other thing that I know John Lithgow from, and I am aware he has been in a lot of stuff in his long career, but he also played Barney Stinson's biological father in the How I Met Your Mother sitcom. I am a huge fan of this show, by the way.
Audience, say it with me. Legendary.
I think what's interesting about his performance in How I Met Your Mother is it was a much more down-to-earth and sincere role where he just played like a suburban dad. But there was also a lot of intricacy there and like hurt where he wanted to please Barney, who he walked out on as a child.
You're just some lame suburban dad.
Why does that make you so mad?
Because if you were gonna be some lame suburban dad, why couldn't you have been that for me?
And I think some of the performances between Neil Patrick Harris and John Lithgow are some of the best in that series. Like the acting here is so incredible. Which brings us to these rumors that John Lithgow might be playing Dumbledore in the Harry Potter series. Do I think this is the right casting? Like my gut instinct immediately says no, but just from starting talking about this video, maybe I'm changing to a yes.
That's rubbish!
To be honest, when I think of the character of Dumbledore, I really think the original Dumbledore, Richard Harris, was closer to the book version of Dumbledore than Michael Gambon's interpretation of the character.
Love, Harry. Love.
Like, Dumbledore as a character is supposed to be intelligent, but humble, wise, a little reserved, quiet, observant. Like, these are all words that come up for me when I think of Dumbledore. Richard Harris's version of the character, and if you don't know, Richard Harris sadly passed away just before Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets was released, was so accurate. It was really warm, but it was also mysterious, like grandfatherly type qualities. Like, you felt his wisdom. To be honest, in reflection, I've never felt like Michael Gambon's Dumbledore was quite the right fit or right interpretation for the character. I mean, we all know this absolutely classic moment.
Harry, you put your name in the goblet of fire.
I mean, I don't think Michael Gambon's interpretation was bad by any means. I just think it was quite different to the Dumbledore that Richard Harris presented, and Harris's is closer to what I envisioned when I was reading the books.
Silence!
Funnily enough, Sir Ian McKellen was approached to play Dumbledore after Richard Harris died, but I believe he turned it down because he thought it would be too similar to his role as Gandalf. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, those two characters look very similar and are conceptually very similar. And I guess those three people, being Richard Harris, Michael Gambon, and Ian McKellen, are like the three touch points for what a live Dumbledore could look like. The more I ponder it, like, I do think John Lithgow definitely has the range and ability to pull off a character like this. I think I'm associating a lot of the Lord Farquaad kind of arrogance to him, which maybe is not him. Well, it's obviously not him, that's Lord Farquaad. And I think that's kind of clouding my judgment of this a little bit.
You were saying?
Another interesting thing about this is that John Lithgow is an American actor. We know in the original movie series, J.K. Rowling wanted the entire series to be casted with British actors only. In fact, Robin Williams wanted to play the role of Hagrid and even said he would do it for free. But because Rowling wanted an entirely British cast, it ended up going to Robbie Coltrane.
Sorry about that.
I guess for the TV series, they're not necessarily following the same British actors only rule, which I guess widens the net of potential cast members. And I guess for someone like John Lithgow, I'm like, is this the role you've kind of been working for your whole life? Like, he must be in his late 60s or early 70s, and this role is probably going to be the next 10 years of his life. And it's quite an important role. So does it give him a stability to kind of like work for the next 10 years of his life and then retire with one of the most iconic roles in fiction as well? I'm still kind of on the fence about this, and this video was kind of for me to like vocalize my own thoughts, but I'm actually leaning more towards Lithgow being a good choice for Dumbledore, but only time will tell who is going to play this guy. Whew, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hey, comment below. Do you think John Lithgow is the right pick for Dumbledore? Or who is your dream casting for Dumbledore? Who would you like to see play this character? I would be really keen to know your thoughts. If you have nothing to comment but want to help me out in the algorithm with a comment, just comment below, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? That way I know you're here and I know you made it to the end. Subscribe to the channel for more pop culture content. I'm putting out a ton of content and the views have been really strong, so I'd really appreciate for you to join me here and have some fun. I'm all over the internet doing dumb stuff that I think is cool. All of my links are down in the description below. I have a blog, I have a podcast that is a Harry Potter fan fiction podcast where I read fan fiction of Harry Potter that I wrote when I was 13 with a comedian. It is so funny, if I do say so myself, so check that out as well. But that's pretty much it from me. My name's Inrenia Mike, this has been The Inside of My Mind, and I'll catch you later.